cut there. Welcome to the finale. Thank you guys so much for watching this project. Much appreciated. What a wild ride this project was. There were some very good times, and there were also some very bad times. Kim, I'm not gonna be holding the controller for a little bit, precious. Cause, yep, we're gonna be sitting here for probably the next 30 minutes with these credits. So I really love GTA 5. The game does hold a special place in my heart, but the 100%ing it, oh man, I don't know if I ever want to do that again. Kind of like with Mario Odyssey, there is a lot to do. It is a massive game. There is a lot to collect. There is a lot to do, and there's a lot of, things that I never even knew existed. Like, for example, all the underwater stuff. I never knew any of that wreckage existed, and I've been playing this game for about 6 or 7 years now. I don't know. I don't even know if me and him are still really friends anymore. But this guy Orion, he introduced me to this game, and because he had it at his house, and that's how I managed to get interested into this game and play it. Like I said, I love it, and the 100%ing though, all I have to say is, Jesus Christ, the 100%ing it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, and it's probably not something I would ever do again for a couple of reasons. One is how time consuming the collecting the litter scraps and the spaceship parts were, especially the spaceship parts. Those were very time consuming. Like, I think that took me about 4 hours just to get all together for both the spaceship parts and the letter scraps. That took me 8 hours to get all those, and then an additional hour to collect the submarine parts, and that was probably the worst part. Oh, and then the stunt jumps. Stunt jumps were quite a challenge, because not only do you have to find those, you have to actually successfully do them, and they're kind of challenging to pull off. And then there's also the knife flights. Those were also a pain in the ass. God, those were really hard, because I should have done the flight school before doing the night flights, and I feel like that would have made it a bit easier, because I didn't know about controlling altitude with the night flights before flight school. So basically, I kind of made it harder on myself there for the night flights, and those were quite terrible, to say the least. They were extremely difficult. Just overall, I don't know, man. It's definitely a very, very challenging. There's some very challenging parts of the game. And I know there's a lot of people that are saying that golf is really tough. I personally don't think it's that tough. Once you get the hang of the controls, and once you get a hang of, you gotta really, the main thing you have to pay attention to when you're playing golf is the wind direction. That is the main thing you have to pay attention to. And one thing I noticed is that the wind direction is the same almost every single time. So, yeah, you kind of get a feel for where you want to, hit the ball and stuff. And I personally didn't think golf was that bad once I got the hang of it. However, there's still one more game that I have to play, and win against the protagonists. So, yeah, there's still that I have to do. But all in all, yeah, I know this is gonna, this is gonna be put in after, because it's gonna be its own separate video after the fact. So, yeah, when I upload this, it's not gonna make much sense. But when I'm recording it is the same time I'm doing, when I killed Devin Weston. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is left to do otherwise. There's some of the, there are some very, very fun missions in this game. And the random events I thought were really interesting. Some of them were very interesting. My personal favorite would probably go to the messed up, the tumultuous wedding. That was a pretty wild one because of the guy tied up to the pole and he was running behind to his wedding. I really like the premise of it, and I still think I should have been invited to the wedding and see how that played out. I would have really liked to have seen that, but no, we don't get to see it, unfortunately, but oh well, what are you gonna do there? Man, I got like a really nasty knot in my hair. I'm like trying to get it out. It is just not wanting to come out for nothing. But anyways, yeah, I thought that was a really interesting one. And then, oh my god, I still think the dude is a fucking dumbass for fucking a stripper the night before the wedding. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me, man. I'm like, he probably got AIDS now. Because I remember he mentioned something about his dick burning. I'm like, yeah, that's probably some type of STD. You may want to get that checked out. And your wife would probably not be happy and be like, how the fuck did you get this? Because I know I don't have these STDs that you apparently have now. But yeah, that was pretty interesting. That random event. And then the other one with Ursula, though, who was our booty call, or Trevor's booty call. She was a very interesting character. She's actually probably one of the most interesting characters in the game. Because of just, how insane she is. She is nuts, and I definitely feel like she killed all the people that she mentioned. So, it's a match made in heaven for Trevor and Ursula. I'll say that right now. It was a match made in heaven there. But anyways, and then I'm kind of salty at about how poorly I performed, especially towards the end. I'm just like, dude, come on. I have been playing this for like 60 parts now. I really need to be doing better than this. But, nope, I just kind of, gradually just got worse and worse. And then, here we are. Also, yeah, there were just several missions that I feel like I did worse at this time than last time. But all in all, I definitely feel like I did a much better job covering the game this time than what I did last time. Because last time, I really do not know what happened, but I must have like got some save files mixed up or something, and I completely screwed up the whole project. And I had to go back to, the replay mission function and play a lot of the missions that way, and that I feel like was very, very bad on my part, and I feel like that completely ruined the project. and it really sucks that that occurred. And I made it a point to, make sure that that did not happen this time, and I am very pleased to inform you guys that that did not happen this time. I was extra careful with where I was saving to. I made sure that it was on the memory card every single time, because the Xbox 360, it's got two different things. I got that hard drive, and then I got the one memory card. I had been saving it to the memory card, so it makes sense that I did that. And then one thing I never even really pointed out is I did actually change the date and time on my Xbox finally, because it was saying like November 22nd 2005 for like over half the project, and I think at some point I finally fixed it. I can't remember exactly when. I think it was like January 4th or something like that. But yeah, I finally managed to get that done. But next time I lose power though, and it's gonna end up getting screwed up again. Speaking of, oh man, I'll never forget that one stream where I lost power in the middle of it. Oh my god, that was awful. I think that was part 15. I think that was when it happened. I was like, just on my way. I can't exactly remember what I was doing, but I remember Trevor. I was playing as Trevor, and he said, "I just waxed this puppy," and I started laughing. And I was on my way to do something, and then boom, power goes out, and it was tripped the fuse because I had two heaters and my projector running, which created issues. So yeah, I've definitely made sure to only have one heater at a time running, because I've already mentioned this before. The electrical in this house, they kind of did a piss poor job with my room and the lower room that I'm in, because the room that I'm recording in right now, it used to be a shed, and it got we cut a hole in the wall and turned it into another part of my bedroom, and the lower room where I have my projector screen and where I record stuff. So yeah, it's definitely, I love it, but just the main issue is with the electrical. It was actually worse before, because the wiring, it did get redone on the outlets, because the old outlets, they had incredibly thin wiring on the inside, actually illegally thin wiring. So we had to get those replaced and rewired and stuff. But it did not change anything in terms of the fuse box or the breaker panel. So it's still connected to the same switch on the fuse, which is of hell, I can't even fucking remember what the number was. I think it was a 20 on it. I don't exactly remember, but it's definitely the most overloaded one, because it has the most rooms out of any of the rooms in the house. Like, for whatever reason, the lower room here and my bedroom, they share the same plug-in, and it also shares the same thing with the garage door all the way in the garage, which is on the exact opposite corner of the house from where the shed is in. So I'm on the southeast corner of the house, the garage is in the northwest, and they have the garage door and this lower room connected to the same fuse switch, and I don't understand why they did that, but that's just how it was designed, and it really doesn't make much sense to me. But yeah, that was pretty wild when that happened. press a button, make sure it doesn't dim. But anyways, yeah, that was kind of interesting, and it was like, oh, I remember it was right after I did a Rampage when that happened, and I was, thinking, oh, I had to do the Rampage again, but I forgot it auto-saved. Oh, that voice crack. I forgot it auto-saved, and, yeah, it really, yeah, that saved my butt, I'll say that. But anyways, yeah, that was pretty wild. And then I think in that same stream, I managed to finally show off driving drunk. And then it was also the same stream where, the pink peyote, it, like, flew up in the air. And that was insane. I don't know how the hell that happened, but it, like, flew up like 100 feet into the air. And I'm like, what? I've looked for clips all over YouTube of it happening, and I have not seen a single clip of that happening. So I don't know if I just ran into something really weird or what. But one thing that kind of sucks about that clip, though, is when I edited it, like the first half of it exported as 720p, but then the second half it exported as 360, which I don't quite understand how that occurred. But so the video quality on when that happened, it wasn't the greatest. But you still get the picture though of a car going way up into the air, and I was just like, that was insane. I would say probably out of, throughout the whole project, I would say that was probably the best moment right there. That, along with the power going out, like, that was probably the best moment of the project right there. Yeah, I really do love this game. It's just kind of frustrating though with the collectathons. Like, those collectathons are very frustrating, and frustrating is actually almost an understatement. They're actually almost infuriating. A couple of them, like, especially I think the very last of the spaceship parts was just infuriating. Like, that, it was so hard to get. It was the one that was underneath the bridge, and apparently a lot of people have the issues with that one, and that's the hardest one to get in the game. So that was infuriating. And then another thing that really pissed me off was the stunt jumps. Like, I remember there was a couple of them I just could not get for the life. Well, there was one in particular I tried for about half an hour with several different vehicles, and I just could not get that one for the life of me, and I just gave up on it. And then there was another one where, I tried it, I just kept trying and failed, and then I tried later with a different vehicle, and I did it. Also, the, whatchamacallit, fuck, man, I'm trying to think right now, and I can't think. Oh my gosh. But yeah, the knife fights were pretty difficult, too. The Epsilon tracks weren't bad, they were just very time-consuming, because, like, one would be on one side of the map, the second one would be on the other side of the map, and then the third one would be, nearby where the first one was. And that was, very irritating, having to go back and forth, basically. That was probably the worst part there, was going back and forth. I wish you could actually explore that place. The North Yankton. I wish you could explore that place. That makes me kind of salty that you can't really explore that place outside of, maybe 2 missions in the game where you can even see it. And you can't really roam it freely. Because I would love to be able to Tuck Mulligan. There's Chad Mulligan. But yeah, that makes me mad that oh, Tanya Wiggins. But yeah, I just what the hell you mean stunts performed by? This is all animated, is it not? But anyways, yeah, I'm still salty about how you can't go to that place. I'm like, dude, I want to go there, but nothing we can really do. We do have a fucking massive map that I still have a couple blank spots on. After all this time, I still have, you know, a couple spots that are blank. And it's like you're still, you know, exploring new things. Like, they literally, like, made this map so goddamn big. And apparently they're making the map for GTA 6 even bigger. And I'm like, dude, this map is big enough. Like, with the collectibles, this is awful how big the map is for the collectibles. Like, I had to use a guide because I was not going to be looking all over the freaking gigantic map looking for it. But yeah, it's like if people are complaining about if they think the map is too small in GTA 5, oh, those collectathons, yeah, you go ahead and try those in this map. Yeah, you just go right on ahead and just tell me how it goes, and then tell me that the map is still small then. I would say it probably has the biggest map out of any game I played. Like, by a long shot. I mean, I've never played the other Grand Theft Auto games, but yeah, this is the only one I played. And like I said, I only played this game because I was introduced. I had my friend. I don't really know in terms of how me and him are doing. Like, I don't know, like, on what terms me and him are on. Because last time I saw him, I was at work, and I think he ran into me by accident, to be honest. Like, I kind of feel like he was trying to avoid me, but me and him just ran into each other at work, and I'm like, that is, like, I remember, I was outside, I can't remember, I know I was outside, and, I was like, that isn't who I think it is, right? And then I walked up, and I'm like, oh shit, it totally is. And he's driving, like, this Saturn, I can't exactly remember the brand of car that he was driving. I think it's a Saturn? I know it's not a very common, make of car. I don't see very many of those around. Actually, I rarely ever see them around here at all. And people like to say Audis are rare, which, I mean, they're definitely not the most common car around, but I definitely see much more Audis than I do, I think it's a Saturn. I'm not positive on what he's driving. But it's a pretty nice car that he drives, though. Would I ever drive a Saturn? No. I like my Audis. If that wasn't obvious enough, this whole project. But let me look it up real quick. See what the hell it is he's driving. I'm still friends with him on Facebook, and I know he's got like a cover photo of. I think it's a Saturn. I am not positive on what the hell it is, though. I really don't know. Yeah, it's a Saturn, but I don't know what make or what model it is, because I pretty much know absolutely nothing about that make of car. Because they're, like I said, they're pretty rare, and I don't see any dealerships for them around here. In fact, I think that company went under, as far as I'm concerned. Let me. Nope. Yep. However, disbanded in 2010. And GM has affirmed it will honor claims and so it's owned. Apparently, it's owned by GM. But yeah, I never see. Oh wow, they only made those cars for like 9 years. Wow. Okay, well, yeah, they obviously were not a very successful car then. That yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's not a very common car. I mean, I see them every once in a while, but I don't see them on a daily basis. I mean, they may be more common in other parts of the country, but I know around here they're not. Probably the most common car I see around here are probably Subarus, and Washington State has a stereotype for a lot of people around here driving Subarus. Another one I see, there's a lot of people that drive Nissans. There's a lot of people around here that drive Nissans. Particularly Nissan Altimas. I see a lot of Altimas around here. Oh my god! Every time I think of that car, I can't think about that car without thinking about that group on Facebook. It's such a funny group. But there's some offensive content in there though. I would highly, discretion is advised if you want to check out that group. I think it's called Big Ultima Energy, I think is what that group is called. And it's basically a group where it just makes fun of, Nissan Altimas, because they're notorious for being beat up, and they're notorious for having some of the worst drivers on the road. And there's a lot of Altimas I've seen that have actually been pretty beat up that would probably be worthy of that page, but I've never really bothered posting in there, because it's like the people in that group are pretty brutal, so who knows what they would say. They'd probably rip me to shreds, for all I know, because there's some fucking mean-ass people in that group, and they got no chill whatsoever. But yeah, it's a very strange, a very, very strange group, if I would say so myself. But anyways, oh my god, this is literally forever. Oh man, these credits are so long. It's like I'm trying to, make conversation here during these credits, but it's like, oh my god, they literally take forever. But I'm kind of curious as to what model of Saturn he drives, because I don't know. I'm sure. Oh, it's a convert. Oh yeah, that's right. It was a convertible. It was a two-door convertible. But other than that, I really don't know anything else about. Oh goodness, I haven't pressed buttons long enough, so the screen dimmed. I was trying to have that not happen. But yeah, I'm very curious though as to what type or what model it is. No. I'm like looking through the photos right now, or through his photos right now. That totally sounds stalkerish, but I'm just trying to figure out what fucking model his car is. Okay, that's a picture of like a mobile meth lab. I'm like, no, that's not what I was. Oh, there we go. It's a Saturn Sky? That's what it looks like to me. And he did not. He got it at. But it's a Saturn Sky. Wow, what a very creative name. And it's probably an 09. Oh, there's only 3 years. Oh, 4. Yeah, 3 years that they made. I have no idea what one it would be. Because they're probably mostly the same. Oh, goodness. They have horrible gas mileage. Holy shit. I thought my car had bad. Well, actually, my car's got worse gas mileage, but not by very much. But, yeah, my car's got some terrible gas mileage on it. But yeah, I'm like, Saturn Sky, what a creative name. But then again, I haven't room to talk. I got an A8L. They haven't changed. It's just a number with a letter. 2 letters, actually. So, it's not anything unique. The name that they called my car. A8L Quattro. Like, really? That's the best they could come up with. It's like, all the Audi models, they have like a letter and then a number. It's like you got the Q5, the R8, the A6, A8, A4, A3, S3, S8, just all these other types of, they got a lot of different types of cars, but they just name them with a letter and a number. So it's not very creative, but I think it's just, I think that's just how they do them. But I think that's how a lot of German engineering is. They name a lot of their cars after numbers, not, for example, like Chevy. Well, I guess my dad's truck, it's got numbers on it too. Chevy Silverado 2500 HD. So yeah, that's got numbers in it too. So I guess that's just what they do for cars. Except for, well, my mom's car is a Land Rover Range Rover Evoque. I think it's a 2021, and I don't know exactly which one. I know it's like a 4-door, but hell if I know. I've never really been interested in a Range Rover. Yeah, it's probably got much better gas mileage than my car. I think it's only got like a 4-cylinder in it. But I'm not positive there. Don't quote me there. But okay, this has definitely gone on longer than 30 minutes. Holy shit, I definitely don't remember these credits being this long. But yep, we're just kind of just sitting back and relaxing. That's about all we can do. So yep. And I'm also trying to talk as much as possible so I don't end up getting copyright, but I know I'm going to be getting copyright for this anyways, because of all the music playing. But anyways, oh shit, I'm probably running low on space. This laptop literally has a pathetic amount of space on it with this hard drive. It's only like a 50 or 60 gig hard drive, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. My phone has more space than this damn thing. Like, I don't know why the hell they managed to put in, like, literally the smallest hard drive in the universe. Such bullshit. But anyways, I know this is going to be on the finale. So, in terms of my next project, I am going to be playing New Super Mario Bros. DS. Which I don't know if there was any little hints of that or not. But that will be my next project. Is New Super Mario Bros. DS. Definitely a childhood game of mine. So I have a lot of nostalgia for that game. Because it was actually one of the first. Well, no, not one of the first, but it was up there for. It's. Yeah, it's definitely not one of. It's one of the. Actually, it is one of the first games I played. I mean, the first was Super Mario 64. Like, that game will always hold a special place in my heart. But yeah, this game is up there too. And I haven't played it in like a long time. So, anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.